Good morning, afternoon, or day, whatever time it might be for you guys. Welcome back to Uncle Walter's Farm. I'm your host, Rental Man Buck. Let's cue the intro and get our tasks for the day described. With all the harvest finally being out of the ground, we're going to take some time today to do some pH balancing with lime on our land. We will also be working on possibly hay towards the end of the video. It's been raining all week long, so I haven't been able to get out and check to see if we can even bale this stuff. Unlike the days of yesteryear, hay bales are not going to be our get-rich-quick scheme like they were on the Grandpa's series. But I'm going to head to the dealer, pick myself up a lime spreader for rent, and then we will head up to a lime station on the west side of the map, and we'll catch you guys back when we're getting ready to start spreading lime. If you guys do enjoy FS25 content, you want to see more of Uncle Walter's Farm, be sure to possibly hit down below, smash that like button, maybe consider subscribing. I'm on the race to 100,000 public subscribers by the end of the year, and this is such a great series to really kick off the grind to the end of the year. Now, the lime station is just off to our right behind this little business district. The one thing Walter does not have on his farm is a fuel tank. I'm going to need to start looking into that. $350,000 is not something to really be messing with. But I do feel we're at least on the right track to getting our land in the best possible shape to produce the best possible results. I'll probably be digging into contract work because that's going to be one of the only ways I'm going to pay back some of these interest payments. I did at one point want to buy a fertilizer spreader, but for some odd reason the smallest base game one can't spread lime. I would think one tank should be able to cover all the area that we need to spread on, but I could be wrong. At least it only costs $1,600 a tank. When we jump into our PDA and look at all of Walter's farm ground, there's really a lot of work that needs to be done. The weeds have taken over the canola field as well as parts of the wheat ground. But what's more important is that all of the ground needs plowing along with lime. If there's one particular mod I really wish we had right now, it's that 712 field mulcher that Austin and I used on the Grandpa's farm. That would make this job so much easier because we're not actually having to take a bottom plow to turn over the soil. I am going to do lime first because then we can actually seep it down into the dirt. Plus, that way it has time to actually connect and attach to the soil, so in planting season, we get the best possible result. Come to think of it now, that makes no sense that we need to plow that field when that field is already plowed. Who knows? I don't know how wide this thing spreads, so we're going to have to take a peek at that before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Oh, I guessed that perfect. Nice. By the looks of our spread rate, it seems to be that we're going to be able to do about 2 fields with 1 tank. It's not really bad, but I know I'm going to be going through some money. My mind, though, is set on a long-term goal. It's a long-term outlook. Going over my operating expenses, when I think about it, it would probably be a lot more cost-effective to buy a weeder than it would be to buy a sprayer. Because, yes, the sprayer I can get a wider working width, but I'd only spray for like 2 seconds. And chemical is really expensive on its own. So to save on costs, we could contract out the spraying that would take 10 seconds rather than dump all the money into a sprayer right now. But I don't have the justification of land to logically buy a sprayer and make it cost effective. So to combat that, we'll buy a weeder and then I will rent a sprayer to help with the fertilizing. But then when it comes to weeding, we can just go through and run the weeder. 1 field has been spread, and we have 51% left in the hopper. Very, very nice. So let's have Daryl come out here, and he'll spread this. I'm going to check on the animals and on the hay. Those awards are very loud, and they scare the bejesus out of me. Looks as though Daryl's going to be taking care of business, so we'll let him roll on the spreader and not get hit by that stuff, because I don't think breathing in straight lime is probably good for your system. These cows are going to be in need of water as well as food, so we can't really get them the food until we can make the bales, but I can at this point get them some water. They got a water trailer. Excuse me, hamburger, I am talking. Shish. Shut it. There's a water trailer in town for a pretty cheap price, so I'm going to head in that with my international, and we'll bring that thing home so we can get those cows some water. We'll see you, Walter. I'll be right back. I think we might actually sell that beehive kit that's sitting over on the right. I think they said I could get like 1,300 bucks for it. Walter doesn't really do anything with the bees anymore, and the honey, it's not as profitable as it used to be. Heck, in reality, the beehives could actually be the covering costs for the water trailer. This is the trailer we'll be looking at. It's an Abbey 550. Pretty standard trailer. Does cost 5,800 bucks, but the longevity of how long we'll have this will definitely pay for itself. I'm going to be a cheeky little guy. We don't have a well on the farm to my knowledge, so I'm going to see if I can do something down here. All right, do we have a small enough place on the bank that I might be able to just back this trailer up into and funnel water in? This might save the water bill if no one sees. Yes, it's working! It's working! It's working! I love that clip so much. I was so genuinely happy when I got that wiring to work. Doesn't mean it was done right by any means necessary, but it worked. All right, Angus is getting very impatient, as am I. Let's go and solve that problem. Daryl's usually a quiet one, but I know he's getting low on lime, so I'm gonna have to take that back up and get it refilled. Let's get the cattle their water, though. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good, so we're gonna need to make probably 2.5 more trips if we want to fill up all the water. My question is, where on earth is the water trough? Because that's the... oh, it's right there. It's just buried behind the grass. Got it. Dang it, Daryl, you couldn't have stopped right when you were turning around. That's pathetic. There's a little shallower end down by the ferry. Let's use that. Yeah. Totally not stealing water. What the NRDC does not know does not hurt me. Hey, at least he parked it in a convenient spot to get to. All right, Daryl, all right. Oh, please tell me that's not a game warden. Oh, no, it's just a barge. Okay. Whew. We're just gonna go right back over where we started so he doesn't see us. I would think by the end of this episode itself, I would like to have all field work ready to go for the winter, so come planting season next time, we can just blow right through all of that and have the best 1-year return that Walter has ever seen in his life. This is easily going to be a couple-year project, but I'm sure we're going to be able to make things work. What's nice is that Walter does not have enough land for us to justify needing more equipment. We really only need to optimize what we have or get something that can do our job a lot easier, like the rake. Lime we might not have to do every single season to the extent that we're doing it this time, but I still don't really see us needing to buy one of these massive ones when we could just rent it for a couple hours and save the money of the payments to pay off one that we buy. I want you guys to head down into the comments, though. FS25 is now fully out and open to the public. So what are your thoughts on the game? What has been super exciting? What has been better than you thought? What's been worse than you thought? I love the feeling of how this game plays itself out. It just feels a lot more immersive. We got a lot more stuff to do. I also have more knowledge in the farm field. Not anything drastic, but enough to get by. The only thing that I have majorly not liked about this game has to be the store organization. The HUD of the store, I despise. I like the old one better where you could see tractors versus trailers versus pallets versus mods. It was so much easier to navigate where now everything's under one roof and you have to like scroll to find the sections to what you need to get. It's harder to navigate. We'll let Daryl finish out on the lime spreading though, and I am going to be looking into a plow. It's going to be hard because all of the plows in the game are the bottom plows and are European. Not a bad thing, but I might be able to run a subsoiler if that can act as a plow, so I don't have to put all that time into a 2-row bottom plow just to get these fields ready for seeding. All right, Daryl, you know best. Get at it, bud. I do think we actually found a replacement for the Corey ped. They're not going to look even close to the same as the ones in 22, but if I want to have my AI workers and they have a name, we are going to try and bring them back, and I think we found two guys that could closely enough resemble our old favorite characters. Let's take a look at these beehives, though. This does interest me because we spent, like I said, 5,800 bucks on that. Oh, wait a minute. There's some honey in here. What? I'm curious. What does 42 liters of honey give me? I also haven't talked to Walter yet today. Let's go check him out. We'll try and be nice to him, all right? He's trying to learn, but he's also just getting older. Ooh, Daryl completed this field. All right, Daryl, you know what to do. Switch over to the next one. Walter, what's going on?
Well, hello there.
What's the good word of the day?
Don't confuse your pops with a wise man. I know some things, though.
Really?
A thriving farm is built on effort, diligence, patience, and knowledge passed down through generations.
Clearly it skipped one with you.
Agree? That's right, kiddo. A lot of knowledge about farming is not present in the minds of the population.
That I can at least agree with.
Somewhat understand.
Well, you're on the right track.
It's a very dynamic, sometimes overwhelming place.
No kidding.
People have a lot on their minds.
Well, Walter, thank you for the good word of the day, bud. Try and get some sleep today for me, would you? Maybe come out and water with us. We'll have some fun. All right, let's see how much this honey's really worth. See you, Walter. I'll put it out there, guys. I don't want us to hate Walter. Walter's a great man, but he just doesn't have it like he used to. The real question is, where the heck am I supposed to sell this thing? I could smell it. I can sell it at the kiosk right at the front door. Yeah, why the heck don't we do this more often? It could be the easiest money ever made. Walter, you better not be lying. Let's head back over there. I want to see something. Let's investigate this. Because we got this beehive, which of course I'm just working with bees that are going to sting me and be very, very mad. Doesn't look like we can buy or sell any bees. We just have to have one or the other. We look at bees. Oh, so we have a couple of these things. Like you can individually sell them. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. We'll leave it for now, all right? We'll leave it for now. It's like 1,300 bucks for that big bee rack, and I'm not sure what those little ones would sell for. So we're gonna leave that there. If that's just a little constant money generator, we might be able to get some extra funds off that if things come down to the wire. Looks like our hay is feeling relatively dry, so we might be hitting this afternoon once it blasts with the heat a little bit. And then we can take some of the bales over to the cows so they have food and we can sell off the rest. Let's check on Daryl, then I'm going to look into our marketplace or possibly even tractor house and see what we can get for cultivation to help with the plow. Ooh, actually looks like Daryl's once again getting onto his last pass. Please tell me he's not like empty though. That's my only thing. Come here, Daryl. How much do you have left? Ooh, ow. That is not a lot left, but he might be able to do it. If I get close enough to him, does it show it? Dang it, it does not. What, you're going to tell me there's a lime station right there? What? Well, if it runs out, we can just go right to it. Is that what this is? Huh, that is one. That's nice to have around the map. Plus, if we get any stones out of the field, we can just take them right down to here, because that's apparently where the stones go. Get some extra money for those. All right, Daryl, you keep kicking. Now, if we look at our subsoilers, you cannot tell me that that is not for deep tillage. I mean, look at the shanks on that thing. That has to be for plowing. It's only 12 grand, too. A subsoiler like this would be nice, but it's a little big. My tractor only has what? 116. I could maybe get away with this. I wouldn't be able to go all the way into the ground, but I might be able to get away with this. My biggest fear, though, is that it won't actually turn the soil. These, though, we can create fields with if we wanted to till up some actual land. But we're talking about 1.4 meters versus the possibility of 4 meters. Let's rent one of these, and if it doesn't work, then we'll send it back and we'll try and go get a plow. But if this works, then I'm going to buy the 4-meter one. 500 bucks? Not bad. We are going to need that tractor, though. You want to talk about perfect timing? Look at that. We had 72 liters worth of lime left. That is crazy. Please tell me this works. Please tell me this will work. Oh, I am begging you that this works. The HUD says lower cultivator, but I'm gonna say it's gonna work. It's going to work. Let's get our map set up to where I can know what I'm looking at. So it needs plowing. Just drag a little bit in the ground. Oh, there's some stones. Okay, does it register? Yes, it works. Perfect. Let's take it back and get the bigger one. The nice thing to note is that because we have this, we can now take on contracts to possibly go out and plow someone's field. While yes, this is a subsoiler, let's be honest, that's a 6-shank ripper. I mean, look at the teeth on that thing. I got some plowing to do. We'll check back with you guys closer to lunchtime, and hopefully by that point our hay has dried out and we can go make some more square bales. Daryl ended up getting 2 of our fields ready to go for the planting season by ripping them. We're obviously going to still go through with our cultivator to break up any of the big clumps. But the hay is dry enough and it's starting to get a little overcast, so I want to try and get these bales made before it gets maybe rainy. I don't know. I didn't look at the forecast this morning. There is a little bit of straw still left in the baler, but I'm not too concerned. It'll just chuck it out the back with it and we'll sell it as a combo bale. We'll use our tipper trailer once again to haul in all of these bales, or at least haul them to the cattle. I kind of want to cut out this really weird tree as well as the elm to the left of me so I can cut a lot closer to that tree line, because we could get a lot more grass out of this little chunk than I think we could. We are going to have to look at getting the tractor serviced though. As you guys can see in the bottom left, this thing has been doing a lot of work. I don't want to have to get another tractor, but hopefully we can find maybe something cheaper a little later on and just use that as a chore tractor. That way this thing can just focus on the field work. Words cannot describe how happy I am that there are less bales in this field than we did in the straw field over there. I do not want to have to pick up 60 plus bales again. I forgot to hit the reset counter, so we have more than 5. That middle row though, that is going to be quite a few bales. One of these days I'm going to drag this thing into the shop and we're going to take these duals off. I just don't have a need for them. That subsoiler is about the only thing I could think of that we would need the duals on for, but well, that's the price we pay. Ah, they're going to start coming out. Oh yeah. We'll save ourselves a little bit of time. I'm going to throw as many of those bales into the cattle feed, and then we'll take probably a handful of them back here to the farm, throw them in that shed since there's plenty of room, but the rest of them we'll haul in and sell off and see what we can get. We're going to wait until November to do that though. All of the stuff on average between the canola, the wheat, and hay all sell the best while waiting till about November. So just like so, into the feed hopper you go. Yeah. I hope these cows take like 10 of these things, because that would mean I'd only have to pick up like 10. A couple different feed options this time. We have straight silage, we have grass, and meadow. So meadow's new. Okay. Dang, these are some hungry cows. Jeez 'em. Now that's a throw. And you can really chuck these things if you really wanted to. What's this? Take that. And that. Oh, can it bounce it in? Dang it. We might not even get to keep any of these bales. These cows are hungry. Maybe one more bale? If I didn't have it fall through the ground? And booyah. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to put the one that's sitting over here in that as well. That way it has a constant supply. Never mind. We lost 2 bales. Considering how many of those went into the feed trough, I'm just going to load all these up because I'll probably need these. That takes care of all of our hay work. I do want to put this thing back on the subsoiler so we can start burying all that lime again on the rest of our fields. But I'm going to take this thing into town quick and see if I can get it serviced, along with taking off those clamp duals. I love the tractor to death, but it needs to get rid of those. They have become more of a pain in the rear than they have been actually beneficial. It's been about 2 months. Daryl's still working on plowing that last field of ours with the subsoiler, but we've only been getting little bits of honey. I don't think this is gonna be that profitable at the scale that I'm at. It's taking up space, and if I were to sell off all of this spot right here and start working on this shed and possibly putting up a greenhouse in this area, I think we'd be able to get a lot more money out of the vegetables and selling those at the farmer's kiosk at the end of the yard than it would be to continue working on this honey. So I'm going to take this honey to the kiosk, but we're going to end up selling all of these off and possibly this old silo to make room for a greenhouse that really only involves having water, and we already have the trailer. We do need to sell off all of the grain that is in the silos, but we can't do that until Daryl's done with the field. So let's take care of all of this.
2 hours later.
And there is our greenhouse. All we got to do is just put some water in this thing and... Sorry, I had to. I have to do a lot of things, apparently. What is the most profitable vegetable that we can grow? That's the more important thing. We grow tomatoes, onions, strawberries. Oh, cabbage. Okay, so it's cabbage. Well, we're not growing cabbage. It's not worth anything. So it looks like I am going to be planting lettuce and lettuce only. Where's lettuce at? Yeah, lettuce is worth quite a bit of money, even at its lowest point. So let's manage this. I want to make lettuce. It's going to need water and lots of it. We're also going to need money and lots of it. How much were we able to get for that honey? $107. Not bad. But I need to get some water. So let's head over to the riverbed. Sometimes I feel bad that I'm doing this. Other times I'm like, you know what? It's Mother Nature. We're supposed to use our resources, right? Especially when no one's looking. Greenhouse is going to need about 5 trailer loads if we want to fill the whole thing up. That'd be a good place to start because it can get us through the winter by the looks of it. Look at that lettuce. We're going to be making some money, eh? I think this might be the first time that I'm trying to use the gardening as a source of income. I'm curious as to how far Daryl has come, so let's take a look at that. Oh, he's making pretty good headway. I'd say he's about, what, halfway done? That'll work. Which there is a river down here by the lime place. I'm wondering if I can just sneak down here and get some water. You're going to sit there and tell me they have all of these communities down here by the docks. They don't have one unloading ramp. Huh. Well, that's a waste. Okay, back to the creek bed. Check on our animals. Ooh, we could throw at least probably 2 or 3 bales in there. I need to get those bales off the trailer because I got to start selling grain. So maybe we'll run a couple of those over before we head back and get some grass. You know what? We're just going to put them all in. Saves me time, and I guarantee you they wouldn't make me any money anyway at the dealer. The greenhouse is now full of water, so the rest of this we're going to take over to the cows. I don't think they need a lot of water, but just enough to top off their water dish. Very nice. There she'll be finishing up here momentarily, so we'll truck in the grain and we'll call it a day. I think we got enough spare time that I want to take a look at some of these contracts because the harvesting ones are the ones I'm the most interested in. We got a few that we could probably pull off with our Massey. It would still take a little while, but I think it'd be worth some money. Walter doesn't have any corn ground this year, and I don't have a planter. But if we do some jobs, we might be able to actually pick one of them up for a cheap price. Hopefully, maybe even find something in the used department, which, ooh, what are you? That's a 12 row, though. That also requires a boatload of power that I do not have. This is the planter that I would like to try and get, but even then, that thing is still 50 grand. So maybe a mod will come out at some point with a better looking planter for a cheaper price, but until then, we got to work up to 50 grand before we can even think about buying a planter. Might be able to lease one. I was going to say good job, Daryl, but we're out of fuel. So this looks great. This is fantastic, but this sucks. Now I'm going to have to buy a fuel trailer or something that can haul fuel. Maybe lease one of these? 1,500 bucks. Ah, this is sucking me for every single dollar I got. Whatever. That's what we got to do to get the tractor home. I'm not putting very much diesel in this thing, just enough to get the tractor home and back from the farm. That'll be good enough. 98 liters better get me there because I only got $98 left. All right, Johnny, here you go. I can thump it. Yo, I can put it in from the truck. All right, I'm going to keep this thing at least for a little bit. I have no need to get rid of it within 10 seconds. That'd be stupid. But dang, we need to make some money now so I can at least take the tractor down to the gas station and put some diesel in it. Because that was pathetic. There's a couple options on where this grain could be sold. I'm going to go with the farmer's market. Let's boot, scoot, and boogie and get a little bit more than $98 in our pockets. I'd like that. That's good. That's good. It's really good, actually. Okay. Not bad. It's not going to buy us a brand new Lamborghini, but you know what? It pays our bills for today, so I'd call that a success. I think we've set ourselves up for a pretty solid year so far. I'll take care of the rest of these 2 loads of wheat, and we'll get ready to close out the episode with you guys in just a little bit. Last load in the trailer, guys, so I think that is going to do it for us today on Uncle Walter's farm. Big thanks to you guys for sticking around as long as you have. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Be sure to go down below, smash that like button, and be sure to check out all of the coming content to Uncle Walter's farm. Always remember to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, keep it fun. We'll see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out.